Brown.
Here.
Durr. Wilson. Palapa.
Here.
Hanson. Jarzabkowski. Here. Neal.
Present.
Sparks.
Hello.
Hi.
Did everybody get a chance to review the minutes? Does anyone have any comments or changes they'd like to see to the minutes?
I was watching a Packers game last month.
And you want Aaron to add that to the minutes? Is that?
No.
Okay, all right, strike that
Better
from the record,
not.
please. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
We do.
Okay. Motion from Jim, second from Ava. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Unanimous. Do we have public comments not related to the agenda? Do we have any communications? Let's move on to general business. Master plan. Megan.
Hi, how are you? I'm Megan Epley. I've spoken with, I think, most of you. I'm our grant coordinator. This is Grant. I don't coordinate
Grant.
him, but.
You coordinated.
I hope so.
Okay, good.
But yeah, he's our planning and zoning intern. But we just wanted to give you an update on the process we're beginning to update our master plan, because it will expire at the end of next year, and it's kind of a long process of doing a community inventory and some community engagement activities, and then deciding, what progress you want to make. And you go through all that for it to be in place by the beginning of 2027. And we do it, it's required to apply for DNR grants and other certain grants, but also it kind of gives us like a framework for what we want to do as far as parks and recreation go. The last one, I gave everyone, I don't know if it was confusing or not, but I sent some documents to kind of give us a status of where we're at. So, like some achievements, we actually accomplished a lot of things from the last master plan, which I was pretty impressed with, and especially some of the priority projects, which were the Hemlock Park project, the Depot project, the skate park, winter activities. We had a winter recreation program this past year, so and we did a lot of things. Some of them, like the one we couldn't do, the farmers market, was because of COVID. The grant funding for that was, they took it back because they needed it for a lot of other things. So, a lot of the things we accomplished, this is kind of a status of where everything is at with that. Some things we moved forward, or we are suggesting that we move forward. I think that would be good to add, so there's another document that has a couple ideas there. And then we just started putting together some potential ideas for the next plan, like expanding the recreation programming. I know there's been discussions about like fundraising policy and naming conventions, so we're going to probably roll that into there too, not to say that we can't start working on that before that, but that'll hopefully be part of the next master plan. Encourage more walkability. I personally think it would be great to see us leverage the Trail Town designation a little bit better, because I know we achieved that, and then I think there's more opportunity to market the city is with regard to the trails there. So those are the 3 documents I gave to you. And then as far as a timeline, so right now we're in October. We're coming to you to kind of give you an overview of what our plans are, and get some input, see what you think of where we're going. And then I'm gonna let Grant talk a little bit about some of the community engagement we're gonna do. But all of this to say that hopefully we anticipate being able to submit it by at least December of next year. We don't have to submit it by then, but I think it'll be done by then. So I don't know if Grant, you wanna tell them some of the things we wanna do for engagement? Yeah.
So basically up until actually we're going to be doing a lot of community engagement. So we're planning on doing some like community workshops, surveys. we're planning on going to the holiday shop, hopefully some farmers markets, and maybe with permission, post like some surveys or something at the pool, popular parks and rec spots, just to get people's kind of opinion on things. Maybe they'll be in the form of a QR code. That's an option. Basically prioritizing engagement to get people just to give us their thoughts. I'll be doing a lot of the when we get all this, I'll be doing a lot of the statistical work, like doing like the charts and stuff, because I'm sure you looked up there and there was a lot of those like tables, and we were doing some of those to kind of update it with current stats.
Our demographic stuff,
yeah.
community.
There's also some map stuff that we'll want to be updating too, so we should do that. So looking at the timeline, right now we started in August, kind of started thinking about it, making a plan. Most of Megan was, thank you Megan. And then now we're in October, so here we are. December is when the holiday workshop will be.
Yeah, we had,
More November.
no, it'll be November or probably December. What we had talked about doing, spending some time at the Friday and Saturday farmers markets over the summer to engage with people as they come in and just do some simple activities. But then Grant had the idea about maybe trying to engage with people in the winter to ask them about winter activities. And so we're like, maybe we can, we're gonna try to coordinate some kind of activity during the downtown, during the Home for the Holidays, and when there's more activity downtown and people walking around, just to see what kind of things the community wants. And, master plan.
Mm-hmm. We're really starting early just to kind of give us like more time to get more engagement, kind of try to figure out what people want. Then moving forward, so August 2026 we'll be having the review, then public review and comment period, and then we'll move to
Hopefully we'll have the draft of it to you by August of next year, but I guess that's just like a pretty broad overview, just to let you know where we're at. And how can I help?
Are we looking at an ice arena in Hemlock Park?
We can add it to the plan. I think the idea with the farmer's market pavilion, which I think we should carry forward, was that it would have a permanent ice, or like a seasonal ice rink, but it could be utilized in both the summer or the space could be utilized in both the summer and the winter as an ice rink. So I don't know if that
The conversations that we've had regarding the ice rink are, the next one that we do is not going to be weather dependent. That's been the problem that we have, is you need it to be cold and consistent for it to freeze, stay frozen. You need people to stay off of it and allow it to get frozen. So the next one that we do, because we still would like one, we're looking at having it be a refrigerated ice rink or something along those lines that is not weather dependent.
Do you know the pricing on something like that?
It's old, because it's back when we looked at doing the pavilion for the farmer's market, which was also going to incorporate the ice rink in the off-season. That project in itself was, I want to say, $3.5 million. So,
And it was like some grant funding, some community contributions and things like that too.
Where is that gonna be located?
that was going to be in the parking lot next to Bernie's.
Okay.
There may be a new location discussed depending, but I think it would probably, if it's still going to serve the purpose, if it's going to be the farm market pavilion and ice rink, then it could still go there, especially since the farm market has moved over there, so.
Do you have any idea what I'm guessing that the bulk of that cost is the refrigerated ice rink, more than the pavilion?
Yeah, I would say that's fairly accurate.
I'm sure the pavilion's not nothing. The reason I'm asking is because I saw that in a recent post that it started with the city sharing the disc golf pavilion, and somebody had shared it so other people could comment on it, and one of my friends had commented like, oh, like, how about a pavilion for the farmer's market? And I'm kind of like, well, I get where you're coming from, but it's kind of apples to oranges, you know.
You're definitely looking at
But,
getting it done correctly the first time. And if you're gonna do that, it's gonna be a massive pavilion, so your cost is still going to be very high.
right, a lot more than the disc golf pavilion. But the reason I'm bringing it up is because here's somebody from the community that's vocalized an interest specifically in a farmer's market pavilion. And if we potentially separate the ice rink part from the pavilion, does it make the pavilion easier to achieve, right? And so it's like the question is, do people want an ice rink? Do people want a farmer's market pavilion, or do people want an ice rink / farmer's market pavilion?
Are you worried that like the ice rink part of it is gonna prevent the pavilion part from happening? Is that like kind of where you're going with that?
I'm not necessarily worried, I'm just saying, are we, you know, throwing out the good in pursuit of the perfect? Are we trying to achieve something that people are kind of interested in, but the primary interest is something that isn't what's holding us back? I don't know.
Well, I know it was.
Just throwing it out there.
It was on the previous master plan, and, I mean, I wasn't part of that process, but they, the staff that was here previously working on it, they left a lot of really like great notes and everything, so I know that the priorities that were in that master plan also came from a lot of community surveys and community engagement, and so I would venture to guess that deciding to do that wasn't just a, you know, it didn't come out of nowhere. So, you know, it came from, that's what the community wanted at that time. Now, mind you, we can go back in some of these community surveys this year and say, like, I mean, that could be part of the questions, right? Like, would you prefer one or the other or both, or, you know what I mean? It's just a matter of determining which is the bigger priority. I think, you know, going to other communities that have those kind of pavilions, it activates a space year round. Sometimes that's more compelling as like for like grants, you know, if you're activating a space, but I don't know. That's,
Feels like more of a go-to spot.
yeah, right. So I mean, because if you do one or the other, that's only being used half the year, right? So, but if you can combine them into one, then it can be utilized all year long, so. Yeah, so, you know, we do, like I said, we have some things we thought would be good to talk about carrying forward on this list. They also had some other ideas that we threw around. And then obviously, if you guys have any other items you feel that would be worth pursuing or to kind of gauge the community opinion on, we can add that into our surveys and workshops to see what we think. So, I mean, this is an ongoing process. It's not like you tell me today, well, you didn't say it today, so it's not happening for 5 years. Yeah. But
I, a few weeks ago, had the opportunity to climb up on top of a rooftop downtown.
Mhm.
And the view from up there was quite spectacular, pretty amazing. Like, I was like, whoa, this is Big Rapids, you know?
right.
And I'm just like, man, I wish that there was a way to either have a rooftop opportunity or like a rooftop deck
Cool idea.
or
An observation
lookout
tower.
point. Yeah.
That's a good idea. We'll put it on the. I don't know what that looks like, but I mean, it's something to.
I know. Just like, it just made me feel like it gave me a very different perspective of Big Rapids. Like, whoa, it's beautiful here. You know?
It really
Not that I
is,
didn't like feel that before, but the rolling hills and, you know, it just would be cool to maybe scope out a spot. Like, I know we have clay cliffs, like if you climb up there, you might get a view.
You do get a pretty good view there.
Somewhere,
You can like
yeah.
see over the trees, and you can see like the water tower in the distance. So it's like a pretty nice vantage. But I've always thought that the alleyway behind Bernie's and Mitchell Creek Park, you know, they have that really tall like stone wall there. And I'm like, you know, it's too bad bad that like those businesses don't butt up to the actual park and have like views overlooking the creek. And so I wonder if there's some way that like if we end up doing like the pavilion there and an ice rink there, if we could have a structure that like maybe went over top of that alleyway, and so it brought people like up higher and they can see like down into the park more and like stairs that go down into the park. I don't know. Like, but if it got high enough, then you could also potentially see over some of the downtown buildings. I don't know.
I swear that your drone could come into
Yeah.
handy, like looking at these.
You might even be able to just to go to the fire department and say, take me up and.
Yeah.
Okay, here you go.
Yeah, I mean, that could be a fall thing because with the colors, it's like, you know, bucket rides with the fire department or something.
Right.
I don't know, there might be some insurance issue there. I mean, with a firefighter, you gotta be safe.
I know they lock you in, that you
Yeah.
have like a harness. And, yeah. And there's a couple things, I'm trying to think here, if it's all in here. I mean, and the goals, we have to carry forward, there's a lot of stuff about like, parts like, I don't know that it's in here necessarily, but the Mitchell Creek
I know.
stairwell that's
Yeah.
gonna be probably a project because we have to do something there.
Pool is,
The pool, definitely.
Yeah, I'd honestly even like to see just that like section of alleyway behind Bernie's. I know they've got the drive-through there, but I'm like, if we could like have like
I think I still have
yeah, I mean, if it was like bricked over like courtyard area there that like fed people from like those businesses down into Mitchell Creek Park. It just seems like a cool spot that like it's a shame that it's like the back end, the butt of buildings, basically.
Right.
Whereas,
And we
like,
have the social district downtown, and that includes Mitchell Creek. So, I mean,
Yeah.
really, there's an opportunity to connect those two spaces a lot.
I
so.
saw that in the plan too, is like better connection between Pocket Park and Mitchell Creek Park. So it's like, I don't know, some kind of cool overpass structure that goes over the alleyway, like, I don't know. It seems like there's some exciting recreational and commercial potential that we're not taking advantage of in that area specifically. You guys have other ideas right now? I know I've got.
How is the social district
Yeah.
treating us?
oh, it's fine. Businesses, the ones that I've spoken to that are in it, they enjoy it. They know that it's really only busy when there are events going on. Not people just coming in and using it all the time, just on a regular daily basis. But when there are events, it's used, and they haven't had any issues, no issues reported. And so that with that being the case, I know there's been more conversation even on the DBA side of what is there that you could do to help support that, or if people can utilize it a little bit more. Right now, one of the things that they've discussed is, do we do Thursday evening concerts? Wednesday evening concerts in the park, Thursday evening concert in Pocket Park, and then the Friday afternoon concert in Pocket Park. It's just an idea, you know, the other parts are, businesses opening up to draw people into the downtown more so in the afternoon, evening, instead of just your daily office stuff or fair visits or things like that. So what else is going to draw people into the downtown later on with that something? Or cottage and pizza or
People
things
need
like
things
that.
to
So,
do. You know, I think that's the idea, like in a lot of the places that have a social district, it's like you come and maybe get a beverage, but then you walk around to different things. And, you know, we do have a lot of services that are downtown, which, you know, we're very glad to have, but it's not something that would bring you like down on a Friday night to go see. So, but yeah, I think you're right with some of the, you know, the potential for some new businesses that might open it up more.
That'd be even good, I think, to have surveys for the businesses even.
And I was wondering if you knew anything about that property by the skate park on the river. Any updates on that spot? Is there
The old
anything
two rental
developing
Oh,
there or
area, is that what you're
As
talking
far
about?
as I know, it's still for sale.
still for sale?
The one just across the street from Sweet Hill, next to,
This, the
see?
nickel.
that's
One on the
still for
river?
sale.
On the river.
Yep.
Yeah. But there's all these stipulations for that property because of what was there prior or.
So-
That I'm not sure, it could be.
I just feel like, my gosh, if that spot was developed, we could really make Big Rapids an attractive place to come. Like, I mean,
Even
putt
that,
putt golf and
Yeah.
like rooftop restaurant on the river and apartments underneath and, you know, there's boutiques and there's just so many.
Are you talking about the Hanchett property, the vacant
No, I
space?
think she's talking about the
That's a good
rental
spot
building.
too.
Okay, you're talking about the buildings.
I do like that lot too.
Not
That's
a
really
building,
great
it's just
spot.
open lot.
Oh, okay, you were talking about the Hanchin.
It's like just a big vacant space, right? Yeah.
Oh, that's
At that
right.
intersection.
That has been, I mean, that's the whole, I could have somebody else maybe speak to that more, but it's been a,
It's a lot, there's like, it's complicated or
well,
something.
it's not, I don't know, it's,
You're not gonna put a park there, it's gonna have to be something could be more along the lines of what you're talking
Multi-use.
about. Multi-use,
there's been some
but
interest
you
in
need a
it.
developer to do it, and that's the other part to it, is who's gonna take interest in it, cause it's, the city owns it. City's not gonna do that.
Yeah, the city,
Who's going
Yeah.
to buy it
Yeah.
and do that, and actually do what we would like to see take place there, instead of a gas station.
Right.
Or bank, car parts.
we did, I mean, we
Bank
had
slash
a
car
couple,
parts
like a developer
slash gas
interested.
station.
I don't wanna, I'm trying to think of like the best way to say it, like, there was a developer that was interested in it. Didn't seem to fit with what, the community seemed to want, so they pulled out of it. But, I mean, it's been vacant for some time, and it's definitely on the radar for the city, I can say, we're, you know, always looking for some way to develop that into something. It probably wouldn't just end up being a park. You know, we have a lot
We
of
could
parks,
turn that into a park though, either because of, what was there
Brownfield.
previously and
yeah. It's,
what they found.
well, I mean, it was previously an industrial building there, so I think
So
the
when they
idea is
did
that
the
like,
ground testing, it was one of those things that you can't put a park here.
well, you'd have to like,
You can,
You
you just
can-
have to remove all the dirt and replace it all.
yeah. I mean, not that it's not safe to be there, it's just you'd build things there and not just like
I
there.
think on that note too, didn't Simmons across the street from that shut down?
Mhm.
Is that, if the city could acquire that property as well, I mean,
This is, that just.
Right across the street from the.
Right
bar.
across from
Yeah.
that big
Yeah.
factory, they're closed.
they used to produce saw blades for like, I don't know, the last 150 some odd years, but it finally shut down like in the last year or so. And it's like, you know, it's like, I don't know,
The building is not, I mean, it's not in great condition either, so,
no, I know. I was thinking like in terms of like future development, like it'd be awesome if the city could have
Does
some
our-
influence there.
Does our city of Big Rapids own the, fairgrounds?
no, that's not in the city. It's in the township. Well, some of it might be in the city, but no, we don't own it. The fairgrounds, or like the fair owns it,
I didn't know that.
but
Other ideas that we have for the 5-year master plan?
and if you think of something, you can either call or email Grant or I.
I brought business cards.
Maybe
anyone want
I
some?
did not, so,
Hand them out.
yeah, call Grant.
You can just leave voicemail, email,
Yeah.
everything.
Or, yeah,
What are
mine,
you saying, if I call, you're not gonna pick up?
Oh, I got an idea, I'm calling Grant.
his personal cell phone.
What
No.
my desk and be like, oh.
What is it, Foster?
We'll keep you posted as, things develop and keep you up to date on what's happening, so.
I'm always gonna keep pushing for this, and, I know we were joking before the meeting about the hot tub, but a roof over the community pool would provide winter activities for people and enable the city to do swim lessons through the public schools. And I think that'd be a really great priority that even if we kick it down the road for another 15 years, or 20, or however long it takes, that we have this asset that we put a lot of money and resources into to upkeep, and we only use it for a couple months out of the year. And it seems like it would be a bigger asset to the community if it was open all year round. And we could have potentially a hot tub or a sauna, if there was a roof over it.
Well, I know that there's
And I
been,
think that on a winter day with big glass windows, and you go into a warm pool, but you can see the cold outside, it could be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So,
a master plan for that area is also, separate from this, because, we've had discussions about doing things in that area, and I think it just needs more of a holistic plan.
yeah, I know that the Dragon Trail is getting to be pretty popular as well, and I think that when I was a kid, I loved mountain biking on the Clay Cliffs trails, and most of them are pretty much overgrown at this point. You can walk a little distance, but I don't know exactly where the property lines are out there, but that could be another potential short mountain bike area that could draw people in and plug into the trail plans. I don't know. There could be other places that we could incorporate something for bikes.
Yeah.
I especially know I've been seeing I think more and more people on various scooters, bikes, one wheel, you name it. And it's interesting how, as a community and society at large, we're going to continue to deal with that, where they sometimes feel because they don't have to put any physical effort forward, that driving over grass like soccer fields or the disc golf course or wherever, people's lawns. But potentially there's some kind of recreational opportunity there for us as a city to, if we give people a place to ride freely that's not pavement. I don't know what that is, but
Not a handshake property.
there we go.
Not where cars are driving.
Yeah, but also not people's lawns and and I think that's something for society to
There isn't one.
figure out, is how do we act responsibly with this new technology, but.
I know another thing is to, part of the skate park, second phase of that was a pump track, although I think
Yeah.
if we do a pump track, it may be in a different location at this point, but is that,
And on that note, I think there was some kind of, at least initial plans for a graffiti wall at the skate park, and I don't know where we're at with that. And it's-
that I can speak to. We actually, I don't know where it'll go with this, but we actually did apply for a grant, in conjunction with Artworks and the Public Art Collective and Card Wildlife, I think was the other group, for that, to see if we could incorporate the graffiti wall, but also some kind of art element to it. Maybe it's a matter of having part of it be a mural, part of it be graffiti, although that probably isn't ideal. But at any rate, I can't remember the ins and outs specifically of the proposal, but we should hear about it soon, although it was a federal grant, so it might be longer than we anticipated. There are a couple different grants that we've been kind of waiting on that
Yeah, so
we'll probably still be waiting for a while.
put it on the 5-year, the next 5-year plan.
Yep.
But
So,
I just hate to see it get forgotten.
right. Well, and I think that it didn't get forgotten as much as it was is there a way to capture this in such a way that it's not just a wall? Is there a way to maybe make it more, engage more with the community and teach them? So part of the elements of this were to get either a professional graffiti artist to come do some programming with kids, and how could we incorporate, being at Riverside Park, there's a lot of wildlife and, opportunity for education there, so just some kind of combination of all of that. And that's what went into this grant application, so posted on that too.
I don't know, this will be my last thing.
No, it's okay.
I know from residential painting that the term master bedroom is being,
Removed, replaced.
yeah, because it's a throwback to like slavery.
Oh,
So I don't know when that's gonna hit government, if
yeah,
ever.
like master plan.
Primary, it's primary.
That's right, it's the primary. I don't know if that's the right term, and I
I
don't
get
know
what you're
if
saying.
there's some kind of like legal reason why the city is required to call it something like master plan in order to adhere to government regulations or whatever, but
Right,
it might
and
be prudent to just reconsider the name.
I appreciate that. I think that's not a bad thought. I'll look at what the DNR requirements are, because they require we have some kind of planning document.
Yeah.
I believe master plan probably came from there,
Yeah.
and that's what I mean, that's what all of the things are. So, but I'll see what their language says. Like,
Yeah.
does it have to be called that, or can we call it
The 5-year plan or.
5-year development, or, yeah, we can come up with something else. I think,
Sure.
I'll see what we can do.
Does the public that's here have any ideas right now that they want to share about? Go ahead.
When you're talking about the pool, a number of years ago, I think they did a study or something on that. I could be wrong, but they determined at that time that that was not feasible to do. I could be wrong, but that's a number of years ago when they did that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be, a lot of obstacles and challenges and that it would not be cheap. I think in a previous meeting, it was mentioned that it would cost over $1 million. But I'm like, hey, if we're gonna spend $3 million on a pavilion with an ice rink, $1 million is a lot to one person, but to the city, it's still not nothing, but it's less of a, like, oh my gosh, this is impossible, right?
Well, oftentimes there's a lot of grant funding that can come with it too. Like if we're willing to, I mean, it's rare that you find a grant that says, we'll just pay for everything, don't you worry about it. But, if you are putting, there's some leverage, you have some funds that you can leverage for that, it helps make other funding opportunities kind of arise, so.
Yeah.
And then, or even just if you look at like the Hemlock Park project, like that was city funded, community funded, there was so much community fundraising, but then there were 2 significant grants that we got for that too, so, it's not something that like an individual can apply for a grant, so it's kinda, like you said, it's a little bit easier for the city to do it, and not because we have that money just like in our coffers, it's just, we have, I guess, access to other options.
And the potential to like develop momentum.
Mhm.
You wanted to continue?
I don't think at the time that, I know this is going back a lot of years. I don't think that money was the
What's the issue?
issue. I think it had something to do with the ground and the site of adding a roof over, and
Yeah, well,
I'm not sure, but
I mean,
it's just something,
I appreciate the input, and like you could be totally right that there's some kind of like environmental, physical limitation that would make it like exceedingly more expensive or impossible. But there's also a lot of like new technology and, it could have just been that like the engineers at the time didn't understand how to do something like that, and like we've had so many issues with the Mars site at the pool as well, where it's like, I think that what we found is that it's pretty much the best thing for us, but it could be that in order to put a roof over the pool, we have to do a remodel of some of the pool infrastructure. I mean, that wouldn't probably be a bad thing in the long run. So, I don't know.
I just want to say, don't take me wrong. I don't object to the pool because the pool is my number one.
Yeah.
Josh understands.
No, I understand.
So don't take it, that it's a negative on my part, but,
No, I don't. I
Yeah.
appreciate your.
That would probably protect the pool,
I would think.
in the winter.
not having to winterize it really, not having the
The fluctuation in temperatures
and little bits of water freezing and, totally. So in that sense, it could potentially save us a little bit. Yeah. You gotta spend the money to save the money. You can't get 50% off of steak without buying steak. Do we have other public comment on this?
I love the idea of indoor pool for community center wise. Right. Always have had small kids, so I would say whatever we can do to keep people active during the winter and happy, I'm all for it.
Thanks.
There you go.
Appreciate that.
I mean that.
Yeah.
We're in Michigan.
yes,
Yeah.
all we need the things to get us. through
And we have
the
kids. We know what it's like. Yep.
Mhm, it's-
So I'm all for it.
Stuff to do.
Yep. Things to do in Big Rapids.
Yeah.
I mean, like, take advantage of any hill that is free in town. You could do a rope tow tubing hill. I could feel like that would be somewhat affordable.
I did see that in the 5-year master plan, right? It said something about a dedicated sledding hill at Clay Cliffs.
And I don't know
Clay
where,
Cliffs.
but,
I'm not.
I was just like, where is that?
Going to a
well, and, you know, it's,
But it'd be fun.
I think that
Lots of winter photos.
winter activities are definitely on the list. I mean, we had quite a mild winter this past year, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I think was one of the reasons that we wanted to engage with people during the winter, because we thought that might also help get some ideas. Like, I don't know if it'll be snowy or anything in December, but
I know going toward North End, when I go there in the winter, I pretty frequently see kids going down like a very small hill. And it's like,
it doesn't have to be very big. They
the
don't.
thing that worries me is that at the bottom of the hill is the road.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know that that's the best place, but I get it. Where do you go if you wanna go sledding? Like, there aren't a lot of great places, so.
One more idea.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
In the winter,
We just need to get people to do it
I
again.
know that the frisbee golf course is could you turn it into like a snowshoeing, light up path walk type, like,
I know that people cross-country ski there in the winter.
okay,
I actually don't ever stop running disc golf league. We run disc golf league through the winter.
nice.
So, I mean,
Solid.
I'm not opposed to like multi-purpose use in general in disc golf course design. You really want to avoid encouraging, like you don't want to cross over paved paths or paths where people hike, like because people can get hit by frisbees and they can really hurt. I've actually seen a number of people recently biking out there while I've been playing. I actually almost hit someone on a bike, where they just popped out and like had no idea where they were. And I mean, my disc missed them by like that much. It was head height too. And when I see people on a bike, I always like, you're welcome to bike out here. Just go the direction like that we're playing, so that you don't have people coming backward. Where because you have a basket that can be what you call a blind shot, so you can't see where your target is. And when people are coming the opposite direction, you don't know that they're there, and then
Right.
there's the potential for people to
It's just,
get.
it's
But
cool
yeah.
to know that you're still out there in the winter.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Cool to know that it's being used throughout the year.
It does, and I mean, I run the league. It's not as popular then in the winter, but I see evidence of other people that get out there too, just casually playing. It depends on the weather and the snow conditions and whatnot. But I mean, like I said, I always welcome people that like want to cross country ski or bike or snowshoe. Just they need to go the right direction instead of just wherever they want and whenever they want. That's the main parameter there, I think.
Fair.
And I know also there's, they're probably not as like interesting because the disc golf course has a little bit of elevation change, but there are mowed paths at North End that people cross country run on, I think.
Well, maybe it's just a matter of like highlighting those a little bit better so people know they're there in the winter.
Yeah, so it seems like a good place to snowshoe or cross country ski or whatnot.
I think Riverwalk, they do plow, like the paved part. In the winter, is that?
I wanna say they do.
But I'm probably not the like mowed areas, but that would be a good place to snowshoe.
Snowshoe, yeah. North End Park Pavilion?
Alright, good. Okay. The next three items are really just updates for you guys. So the North End Park Pavilion, we're gonna be working on Friday. Hopefully they'll be finishing, actually the Ferris students will be finishing their part of the project next Friday. From then, we're going to be working to get it roofed and wrapping up the project, hopefully still before snow flies. But that's where we're at least when it comes to the Ferris students portion of that project. The Hemlock Playground, if you've noticed any broken items like the teeter totter, they're being replaced under warranty and they're not being broken through vandalism. We're able to find that out, looking at the cameras to figure out if someone misuse it. Just a lot of use, that's all it is. So,
At least it's getting a lot of use.
exactly.
Yeah, so that's great.
Yep. And then your Christmas trees, Sweet Hill and Osceola, they're gonna be getting redone. Just due to regular maintenance because of weather, critters in the trees, all of that. They need to get touched up and some of the lights replaced, lines redone. But that'll be happening here soon, so that they'll be ready to go for the holiday season.
I don't think we have any staff reports. Or committee reports or business. For unscheduled business, there's nothing on the agenda, but, we still have not actually voted on a chair and vice. I'm like technically the interim chair because I was the vice when the chair got termed out. So if we could maybe have that vote on our next meeting.
I talked to Heather and get it sorted. You guys have noticed, obviously, Heather's not been here for the last couple of meetings, and I don't know how soon she's gonna be returning to these meetings, so I'll ask her how she'd like me to go about getting that taken care of. Plan for that next meeting.
Same kind of thing with like the naming policy, like I know you mentioned it in the 5-year plan, but I'm like,
That's actually slated for next meeting too. I told her to hold off on it for this one because we wanted to address the master plan.
Well, I'll talk about it next
Talk
month.
about it next month. Yep.
I have something else I just am thinking of, just for your information. I'm going actually next week to a Michigan DNR, the National Resources Trust Fund Board meeting is happening, and it's, we applied for that for the Clay Cliffs Trail. So I'm going to the meeting to kind of plead my case for them to give us a grant. So, they actually do have opportunities for everyone to say, hey, this is why you should give us our grant. So I'll be doing that next week. I just thought you'd be interested in knowing. So we won't actually even know if we get the grant probably until like January, but hopefully it'll help. We got our preliminary scores back and they were higher than what we got last year, so we gave them a little bit of extra information and.
Yeah, good luck.
I know it was a few months ago you were talking about greenhouse at the library.
We did not get that grant.
So I'm gonna throw it out there that a greenhouse space under the pool with a pool roof would be really cool.
Yeah.
Because it's like, hey, like have some green plants
Oh my gosh.
in
Yeah.
the winter.
Sure.
And pop in, for example, or just go there to get some tomatoes or
Yeah.
pretty flowers or something.
I mean, I know that the program at the library, even without the greenhouse, it was like pretty successful. They had a lot of things with their community gardens, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was not funded. It was one of those grants that's kind of like,
Yeah.
we'll see what happens, cause some of them are pretty competitive and they get a lot of
Yeah.
entries, so.
I mean, I feel like, you know, like kind of like a glass roof over the pool would basically be a greenhouse, right? It's like just throw some plants in there. Palm trees.
Alright.
Ferns.
I'll put it on the list.
Thanks. Our next meeting is November 13th. Meeting adjourned?